Okay, this is Sheila Finkelstein, Technology for Seniors Made Easy with Howard Hoffer. We were just looking at the Periscope video on my iPhone of the homecoming in West Palm Beach Airport last night, and Howard was talking about the companions and a little bit. What would you like to say, summarizing the trip and the companions, Howard?
Well,
and what was the group? You want to explain that?
the group was the honor flight. Was a flight for returning Second World War veterans and the beginning of Korean War vets who were now going on the honor flights. The balance, there were 6 Korean War vets and 80 some odd.
No, actually, I think they said the stats were 70 World War II vets and 10 Korean War.
That's right. There were 10 Korean War vets and 70 some odd Second World War veterans. And now this would be the beginning of the Korean vets going on the honor flight in Palm Beach County.
Okay, and they took you on tours of various memorials in Washington, D.C., which we saw on Periscope during the day, and you were summarizing about the companions.
Yeah, the beautiful part of this trip that each veteran had a companion that accompanied him on this trip. The companions were volunteer people who spent $400 to be the companion. And they cared for us in every manner possible. They carried our baggage, luggage if we had to. They got our food for us, even to the extent that if we had to go to the bathroom, they would accompany us to the bathroom door, making sure that nothing would happen to us. The interesting thing about the honor flight was the amount of emergency people that were on the flight in case somebody might get ill. The interesting other fact was that part of the program you were to bring a couple of days worth of your medication in case you might get sick and had to lay over. So each of us had medication for a couple of days. Every one of us had a wheelchair available to us. I didn't use the wheelchair except to go to the changing of the guard, because in a wheelchair we were put right up front. I was able to video the changing of the guard. They also, I was asked to take a wheelchair to go to the Korean memorial, because after the memorial at the Korean area, we were to walk to the World War II memorial, and that was a distance of about a quarter of a mile. They felt that that would be too much for us to walk, so they made sure we had a wheelchair, and my companion pushed me the whole time.
Would you like to give her name and honor her?
Her name is Justina. She's Polish. I can't even pronounce her last name. She even had a hard time pronouncing her last name, but she is just nothing but a doll. She is a young, retired Air Force veteran. Her husband is a long-term retired Air Force veteran. They were both in Washington during the attack at the Pentagon in 2001.
Wow.
Amazing.
Okay, Howie, thank you for your service, and so appreciate your service and your sharing about yesterday. I'm moved. I know you were moved to tears. You said you were moved to tears when you got off the airplane and saw the people greeting you in Washington. And again, it was a tremendous experience for you coming back here to West Palm. Any last words on that?
Pardon me?
Any last words on that?
The welcoming in Washington was unbelievable. When I got off the plane in Washington, the reception there was so huge that it moved me to tears. Literally, I was crying when I saw the reception that was given to us as we deplaned. There were hundreds and hundreds of people. There was a band playing music. Interestingly enough, and this is another sidelight, there were 700 veterans coming into Washington on yesterday's honor flight. They were veterans from different parts of the country. There were over 700 honor flight veterans in Washington yesterday.
Wow. Okay, and then we've seen videos. I created a video of the reception of thousands of people at West Palm Beach Airport when you got back.
If you thought that the reception in Washington was unbelievable, the one in West Palm Beach surpassed anything that is imaginable. There were literally 1,000 people to welcome us as we were entering the terminal. Unbeknownst to me, this was planned and set up. As we deplaned, there was nobody in the terminal because it was so late. And we thought, well, it's the end of the day and there's nobody there. But as we entered the main terminal, we were overwhelmed by literally 1,000 people cheering and cheering and cheering. And they would run up to us and hug us and kiss us. Children, elderly, people. Unbelievable. And they couldn't thank us enough. Unbelievable. I will never, ever forget this.
Okay, thanks, Howie, and we won't forget this, and thank you for your service and for sharing your experience with us.
I'm